I'd like to welcome everyone to the leadership series this summer. This particular session is addressing the Quality of Life Committee, and we have with us today our two co-chairs, Dr. Ren Bryan. Ren, can you wave in so everybody can see you?
Good
And
morning.
I and I'm LaVeta Weatherington, um, and we would like to share some information with you about what our committee does for the North Carolina retired school personnel. And if you have not signed in already, here's the link for signing in. So be sure you do sign in today. And I believe Carol's been putting it in the chat box as well, so you can go there to locate it. And since I didn't have the other slide, I made up my own slide, but I didn't use AI. So we don't quite color coordinate here, but Ren does a focus on the member benefits while I focus on some of the other aspects of quality of life. And I'm also in charge of the Wednesday workshops. So these are your two co-chairs. You're welcome to reach out to either one of us or the staff, and we'll try to get answers to you or information to you. The purposes of this committee are set out in our policy manual. And since we have a small group this morning, I'm not going to read those to you particularly, but the first one is kind of primary. That is to promote the quality of social, economic, and physical well-being for our retired school personnel. In other words, we want you to enjoy your retirement in every way possible. And the committee is made up of representatives from each of the regions of North Carolina retired school personnel, and these people are appointed by their regional directors and approved by the state president. And the co-chairs are appointed by the state president as well. And we serve as the representatives for the committee on the executive board. We communicate largely by email and Zoom to discuss issues and develop ideas for the Wednesday workshop, as well as how to share and disseminate information to each of our regions, and with the hopes that the region people are reaching out to the local representatives so that it goes all the way down to our members. This outlines the co-chair's responsibilities. Again, I'm not going to read this in its entirety because you can review that by looking back over the PowerPoint or looking at the board policies, because it sets out what we are charged to do as a committee, co-chairs. Then it also outlines the responsibilities of the committee. And we kind of keep a tuned ear to the state health plan, Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security, try to keep up with those issues and as they may affect our members. We also gather a lot of information, and you'll see a little bit later how we share some of that information when later on in the PowerPoint. We do look some at the legislative issues, but now that we have such a very active legislative committee with LCTs, we're not so focused in on that aspect. But if they ask us, we do try to share the opinions of our committee on those topics that might come to our attention. And we also are charged with working with other agencies, such as the Alliance for Retired Americans, the North Carolina Coalition on Aging, AARP, any of those other organizations that focus on seniors. We're also interested, particularly if we can form an ally when we're looking at items in the General Assembly. And some of our past Wednesday workshops are listed here. These were from 25-26 year. We had emergency preparedness, making the most of your supplemental benefits, which is our Pierce Insurance Group that'll be coming up in the fall. Scams and frauds, staying safe through the holidays with Luke Perrin, who's been a repeat presenter and does a very good job of sharing with us. Kimberly Lindsay, our NEA members benefits specialist, presented at the convention, but she also comes on our Wednesday workshops and does some benefit education. Most recently, she shared some of the upcoming changes to the member benefits website. So if you missed that, you can always go back and catch it on Julia's vault of all our Wednesday workshops. We did this year the Meet the Candidate Forum, so that we had a forum for the NCAE candidates as well as the North Carolina retired school personnel candidates for state office. Annually, we try to do a Convention 101, which is a review of the Robert's Rules of Order with Roger Harris and any of the new business items that might be coming up with the chair of that committee, who currently is Sherry Mosley Mulling. And we have been very fortunate to have Colleen Lanier as our legislative chair to come for the last couple of years and give us a legislative program review and look at what we can do as members to work on that COLA and preserving our insurance and other issues before the General Assembly. So if you missed any of those, you can go back again and find those on the website under the Quality of Life Committee. And it's interesting to go back and look at them sometimes myself when I want to review on that topic. Looking forward, we will have insurance for seniors with our SHIP representative, and that will be coming up in July. And we moved the date to July the 15th because of the way the 4th of July falls this year. So it won't be on the second Wednesday. It'll be on the third Wednesday for July of this year. Making the most of your supplemental benefits with our Pierce representative. I have not confirmed that yet, but she has been invited to present, and I expect that she will be responding shortly. In September, we have already been able to confirm the upcoming changes in the state health plan for retirees with Roberta Hamby. And if you've ever heard Roberta, you know she knows her stuff, and she's a really interesting lady to listen to, and it makes you confident in having someone like that in the state treasurer's office looking out for retired members. We'll probably have Kimberly come back on NEA member benefits at some point in the coming year. I don't know exactly when right now. We'll, again, annually try to do the Convention 101 with Roger Harris. And I assume Sherry will still be our MBI chair, so it would be her as well. And we'll invite Colleen again to come back. Now, here's a good place. If you're interested in some topics that are not covered yet, if you can write those down and send them to me or Carol or Tera or Ren in an email, or just put them in the chat right now, we'll be considering those topics for some of our future Wednesday workshops to be scheduled after September. Any questions up to this point? I know I've been zooming right along.
LaVeta, just point out that a lot of these topic ideas that come from yourself and the committee, as well as members in general, will roll over to the convention committee and their work for choosing the workshops that we have at our convention. One popular one we had last year was AI. That's a very popular topic.
It was very popular when we did the Wednesday workshop. In fact, that was last June that we did that one. We had a lot of participation on that one. I think we finally got up to about 65 members online that day. And the lady was very, just really knew her stuff and made it very interesting and was willing to come back. So that may be someone I schedule either in August if Sarah's not available, or October or November along in there, because she was a very interesting presenter. So thank you for that information there.
And another thing too is that we try with the Wednesday workshops to make sure that if there are concerns and issues that members have, that we address those. And so after Hurricane Helene, for example, we had an emergency preparedness Wednesday workshop with very relevant information about what you need to do in the event of a weather emergency or any other type of emergency that might become available. So
thank you for that input, Ren. She did, in fact, talk about it, how we could prepare an emergency kit, and gave us a list of things that needed to be included in that emergency kit. So that was a good and timely topic.
And LaVeta, especially for our members last year in the West, just to check in with all your members to make sure they don't, have an urgent need that we could possibly get involved and help with. But with the hurricanes on the coast, so you got both of those incidents that you want to check in with your members, be in the Quality of Life Committee, and make sure that they're safe and they're good, and see if they have any needs that they need to bring to the organization that we might help with.
I'm writing that one down. Anyone else want to add to my list over here? Well, you might be asking yourself, how can you become involved? And it doesn't always have to be at the state committee, because we were just doing one of those right there, looking for topics for consideration for future Wednesday workshop sessions, and sending that to either the regional or state committee members, or to our staff, or to your co-chairs that are present today. You can serve as a quality of life committee chair for your local, so that you get the information right straight from the top, because we send out emails and we do include our local representatives, if they so desire, in our email listserv, and you'll get that same information as the state person is receiving. And again, there are a number of things that we do share by email that have been very informative for your members, and some of them make great program topics for your local meetings as well. We would really like to have some very active people in our region quality of life chairs, because those are the people who represent the region on the state committee, but they also meet with Ren and myself to talk about these topics and to develop kind of our little action plan, and respond to what the members are needing in the field, because it's not just a top down, we want it to be bottom up as well. Any questions about that? All right, then I'm moving right straight to strategic goals and our plans and goals and accomplishments. We were charged by the executive board to come up with a strategic plan for our committee. And then at the end of the year, we're asked to respond to how do we accomplish our goals. And so this was a report that was submitted to the executive board in the past year when it was requested. Now, what I'd like to share with you, I'm going to change screens here. Some of the things that we have sent out. Try to make my screen smaller so I can find it. Share. This. All right. What I have now to share with you are some examples of some of the documents that have been prepared and sent out to the committee during the course of the year, to show some of the things that you could share as a committee chair, or something that you can receive to share with your local. This first one is talking to and addresses the Go 365 program with Humana. So if you're a member of the Humana insurance Medicare Advantage plan, you can actually qualify for Go 365 and start earning rewards. And if you're not familiar with that, you're leaving money on the table. During the course of this past year, you could earn up to $145 just by doing things like going to see your doctor for your annual Medicare visit. If you happen to have a bone density or breast cancer screening, you could earn some money there. Or even the colorectal cancer screening is a biggie at $55. You get $5 this year for your flu vaccine. In the past, it has been $10. And then a medication usage survey is completed. That's $10. Then, if that's not all, you go on down and there are qualifying exercise and fitness activities that you can complete and earn another $60. So now we're up to over $200. And last section they have is qualifying what they call Connect and Learn. These are kind of educational programs that they have on the Humana website. That's real interesting. And you earn $5 for any of these activities as well. So there's another $10 to pick up from Humana if you are involved with the Medicare Advantage plan and taking care of yourself in those ways. This next flyer was on the Silver Sneakers program. And again, our Medicare people qualify for the Silver Sneakers program. If you're not aware of this program, it actually gives you free memberships in gyms all across the state. And you can go to and enjoy most of the programs in their gym. In fact, when I first got my Silver Sneakers card, I went to about 5 of the gyms in Greenville, and talked to them, and every one of them gave me a membership card. Then I got to go and visit and try them out. And then I decided on one that I like to visit more often. So that's the one I use most often now. And it costs me absolutely nothing to go to the gym, get my workout. And it's kind of nice to not have to pay for something at this stage of the game. So again, some more money that's sitting there on the table. Any questions about either one of those two programs? Because those are two easy programs to extend your budget a little bit without spending any money. All right. The next one, I'm going to let Ren, if she wants to talk about, because it's your flyer, Ren.
Okay. NEA member benefits, and can we move that up just?
Sure can.
Yeah, so it's NEA member benefits are available to all of our members. And in order to take advantage of those benefits, our members simply have to access the information and take a look at the benefits that are available. This particular flyer just illustrates 3 of those shopping benefits with gift cards and cashback rewards and any number of benefits. And you'll see from the flyer there that it's for services and companies and products that you use, Dick's Sporting Goods, Best Buy, things that you're familiar with. The member dining out benefit restaurant discounts and then a variety of cards, gift cards that provide savings dollars to members who purchase gift cards. And if you're like me with my grandchildren, for gifts now, they prefer to get a gift card than a present that their grandmother has picked out for them for birthdays or Christmas or, in my case, graduation presents. And so you also have benefits available with gift cards that are purchased through NEA benefits. And you can access this information. And we have flyers that we had at convention, but we also have flyers that we can make available, or copies of this flyer. But we also have through the NEA.org website, you can link directly to member benefits and see the benefits that are offered there. And so many times people think that they are a member of a specific association, but don't extend that to the broader national organization, in our case, NEA. And NEA retired members certainly have access to these benefits. And this is just a quick look. There are travel benefits, there are credit card benefits, and a variety of services that are available to NEA retired members or NCRSP.
They also include insurance, don't they?
Yes. Yes.
I know that's very popular with some of our members, the insurance program. But lots and lots of ways to save money and extend your retirement dollars.
And it's just a matter of looking at the webpage to find those things that are available to you.
A little investment of time saves you a lot of money. And this is an example. This came from one of our Wednesday workshops, and I took the information that the presenter shared, and made kind of a flyer out of that information. So this was on brain health tips, which was another one of our very popular Wednesday workshops. And so this included all the information that the presenter spoke about, and you could then have it as a flyer to share at one of your local meetings if you wanted. If, like, so oftentimes at the regional meeting, I give kind of a 10-minute presentation at our regional meeting as a regional chair for my for Region 7B. And so I'll use this, or I'll use an exercise tip or something to share with our local leaders, who then in turn can share with the folks back home. And this was the second half of that one, because you can see I also have gotten into using the QR codes. So if you're interested in use your phone for the scanned QR codes, you can find even more information, as well as where this information came from on the website. And then this was the checklist that she shared with us during the presentation, which, again, like I said, this was one of our really popular Wednesday workshops. And you can see that things are affecting your health and what you should be able to do to improve your brain health, such as exercise, sleep, social engagement. And we know how our NCAE folks love to be social. Diet and physical health were all things that we could look at and examine where we're at, so to speak, on that scale of improving our brain health, so that we can, again, make the best of our retirement years. Any questions about any of those? I'll be happy to send that out as one document to you if you are interested in having that for your local. If you'll just send me an email or send it to Carole or Tera, they'll get it to me, and we'll get that information out to you. Any questions about any of those? Oh, wow, we got lots of folks. I couldn't see all those folks a while ago. Hi, everybody. Any questions out there? We've been through it pretty quickly. And again, you can review any of that information by going back and reviewing the video that they've been recording this morning. And again, if you have any topics for our Wednesday workshop, we would always love to have something new to share with our members. Don't be bashful out there. Nobody? No suggestions this morning? Well, if not, I'm going to call in and say thank you to Ren, thank you to Carole, and thank you to Tera for the support in the background, and thank everybody for participating today in our Wednesday workshop. There's one final workshop this afternoon on recognitions, and then we will return to see you, I hope, next month on July the 15th for our Insurance for Seniors on the Wednesday workshop, 10 a.m. July the 15th.